Good evening, everyone. Today is August 23rd, 2020. And once again, this is MM19, and I stack precious metals on the quick in the same way that a stonemason stacks cinders, stones, and bricks. I wanted to make this video again. It's Sunday night. Because of my busy schedule, I may not be able to make any more videos, maybe till later on in the week. But I had a little bit more time, and I just wanted to speak on other things besides just precious metals. I think there's a relationship between a couple of things I'm going to touch on because I think they all go hand in hand. As I said before, you can have gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and I often speak about that fifth one, the brass and the lead. But there's also a sixth form of metal, I guess you could say, and that's canned goods. I'm a firm believer in having everything you need to become fully self-sustainable. Okay. Back in my military days in the Marine Corps, we used to often use this saying whenever we sent troops out into the field: make sure you have bullets, beans, and Bandaids, right? The bullets to defend yourself or make an offense if you need to. The beans is just another way of saying that you got food. And the Band-Aids, make sure you have the necessary supplies to take care of yourself in case you get injured. So, not to take away from the importance of precious metal stacking, but I believe precious metals have more of a purpose than just self-worship of the metals themselves. In my opinion, precious metals, it's representative or symbolic of course, wealth that at some point should, in my opinion, again, be transferred for something else. So for me, when I look at precious metals, I see basically something that I can exchange for bullets, beans, or Band-Aids, right? It doesn't prevent me from stocking or stacking bullets, beans, and Band-Aids separate from precious metals, which is what I do. But one thing that's about precious metals is that it has a long lifespan, right? Canned goods can go bad. You just never know if you have bullets that get to a certain age, how well they'll fire, if they'll fire at all. But the important thing too is, for me, and I'll try to keep my comments for me, is I believe in having sufficient canned goods, things like that. Not necessarily because it's going to be the end of the world or anything like that. There's natural events that happen every day that people just don't prepare for. No one takes a trip out of state for a car ride or a truck ride without having a spare tire, without having a bottle of water. At least I think most people don't, or at least they shouldn't. So why should you go through life believing that everything is always going to be the way it is? The fact is, I don't live in a state where there's earthquakes very often, or at all. But we do have our share of natural events. We have thunderstorms here in Texas, and sometimes we lose power. I have solar generators and things like that have proven to allow me to continue to live comfortably while certain families in my area are living without. Case in point, a few years back, we had a tornado come through for about 3 or 4 days. We had no power. At least most people didn't have power. And within the first 3 days, the local grocery store was completely out of food. Only thing you could get was maybe some canned peaches. They were not accepting credit cards. The only thing you could purchase with is cash. And if you didn't have your pantry stocked up, you were probably doing without during those 3 days. Or you'd have to drive a few miles to go to one of the local cities where they still had electricity and get your food and stuff like that. But the good thing is I've improved upon not having sufficient canned goods and food and battery operated things to power your own home while the electric company is sending guys out to put power lines back up. It's always good to have your own if you can afford it. So aside from having gasoline engines, I also have, as I mentioned, solar generators. Those are very handy. They're very quiet. You can have them in your home. They give off no fumes. And because I had a solar generator, I could power, my TV, a couple of fans, and even my refrigerator, all at the same time, or at least for a couple of days until the power came back. And at night, I would unplug it and I would take it to the bedroom, and my family and I would all sleep in one room, and we'd have fans and lights and stuff like that. So my point is that for me, I believe in stacking silver, stacking gold, stacking basically bullets, beans, Band-Aids. Because that's the big picture, the way I see it. I love looking at a nice stack, but I also love having materials and supplies. And because having the materials and supplies, as I see it, helps you keep your stack without ever cashing it in, or if you do, that's what you have it for. Another thing too, I'm one of those people. I certainly have cashed in on my gold and silver. I bought boats. I bought a boat with my silver and gold. I bought a four-wheeler. I bought land. I've bought an RV. Matter of fact, in the last couple of years, I've bought somewhere between maybe 14 acres of land with gold and silver. I bought an RV, like I said, a boat, and they were not necessarily brand new, but they're very functional, very useful, decent quality. And I'm one who believes in selling a little bit here and there, learning what it feels like to sell some of your stack. That's my personal opinion. I believe in selling a little bit. You get a real taste of what the market is like. You really see what you're saving and why you're saving, and how the exchange is going to occur. So that's just my personal opinion. Now, of course, here what I have in front of you is, of course, some metals, a little bit of silver, a little bit of gold, and a can of tuna. And that can of tuna represents that the beans part of the bullets, beans and Band-Aids that I mentioned earlier. You can see I got the bullets, the beans, the Band-Aids are nowhere in sight, but I can assure you I have things like alcohol, maybe some aspirin, some medication, things like that, things that you just need if someone gets hurt or gets injured. The way people look at prepping nowadays, it has a negative connotation. But I grew up on a farm. Anyone who's grown up on a farm knows prepping was just everyday life. It didn't have any negative connotation. You were silly to grow up on a farm, raising animals, growing corn, black-eyed peas, greens, living off the land. Prepping was a normal part of life. It was not something special. What I think is funny is that we all came from generations of people who lived off the land, but today everything is done for you. You go to your grocery store, your meats are pre-packed for you. No one knows how to slaughter a deer or a hog or a cow or anything like that. So people have lost touch with, what it really takes to survive. But it's not necessarily you need to know how to do that, but I think you don't want to get too far away from understanding what the older generation had to earn. They had to work to make sure they had supplies for the next year. And I think it's smart for us to, even today in 2020, to do the same. So I'm not slaughtering cows and pigs and chickens anymore, but I still keep some canned goods. I'm not curing peach preserves, and canning meats or anything like that anymore. But you know what? Nothing stops us from going to the grocery store and getting canned goods. So again, I'm rambling a little long tonight, but I just wanted to touch on that and give my opinion on that. I hope to make another video sometime this week. If not tomorrow, if I can't do it tomorrow, maybe I'll do it sometime later in the week. But I just want to put this out. If you guys have time, or if you think you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Take care.